Everybody, my name is Multi-Slav, and today we're doing a quiet recording because someone's busy in the other. Because my grandma is busy in the other room. All right, so okay. Hmm. What should we? Okay, we're back, and today we're looking at growing up. Today we're looking at r/no sleep, which is basically a spoopy Reddit thread, Reddit subreddit. Am I being too loud? So anyway, let's go. That's too small. Alright. Okay, so growing up I was told to never close my eyes in the shower. Ever since I was old enough to take showers on my own, I've been warned about closing my eyes in the shower. It seemed like such a ridiculous thing to be warned about. I will admit I didn't take it as seriously as I should have until I had a first-hand experience as to what happens when you ignore this warning. Sorry, this mask is kind of thick. First time I did it, I was around 9 or 10 years old. I don't remember much. Hold on. I was 9 or 10 years old. I don't remember much, except that I was standing there washing my hair as my mother's voice played over and over in my head, telling me not to close my eyes. So I thought about the things that might have happened, apparently so bad that nobody would tell me about them. Felt freaked out, like I was being watched. Of course, I wanted to be brave, scoffed and closed my eyes. I did it for about only 2 seconds the first time. It was almost a blink. When nothing happened, I did it for longer and kept doing that, gradually increasing the time. That I had my eyes closed for. Once I kept my eyes closed for 10 seconds. Sorry. Once I closed my eyes for 10 seconds, I noticed I could no longer feel the water hitting me from above. I stuck one hand out, but there was nothing. I remember slowly opening one eye to notice I was no longer in my shower. I was in a weird pool. I was in a weird abandoned pool in a dark, dirty building. The tile in the pool was covered in green plants, what appeared to be moss. I opened my other eye so I could take a look around, and crossed my arms over my chest, extremely aware of the fact that I was exposed. I have to put the mask up above my face so I don't fog up the glasses. I was in a weird abandoned pool, and I already read that. The tile in the pool, I already read that. I can hear something running above me outside the pool, but wasn't able to see anything. Hello, I called, my voice cracking. Suddenly, I caught movement toward the left corner of the pool and noticed a shape was running directly at me. I was frozen in place as the thing came closer and realized it was another person, covered in the green plants and moss around us, wide-eyed. They ran directly at me, pushing both their hands against my chest. Not yet, they shouted. I was unable to tell if the voice was male or female. Next thing I knew, there was a series of flashing lights that hurt my eyes. I squinted and noticed that the surroundings were changing from the old pool over to my bathroom shower over and over again. I was starting to make me feel dizzy. My vision went dark as I fell. When I woke up, I was in my shower, the water falling over me as I laid this up. My elbow and ribs hurt, most likely from the way I had fallen down. I'd gotten up, rinsed myself, and jumped out of the shower, dressing myself in a hurry, my clothing sticking to my damp skin. I was careful not to close my eyes after long periods of time after that. There were moments where I wasn't as careful as I could have been. Okay, so I can do this. Oops. Never mind. Okay. I was careful not to close my eyes for long periods. Yeah, I don't need the twisting on anymore. Alright. Let me get... Oh, it's right there. Alright. Up, Upper. Who's a good boy? Oh. My mic's still on. Right. What is this? Oh. Yeah, I was careful not to close my eyes for long periods of time after that. There were moments where I wasn't as careful as I should have been and got shampoo in my eyes. When that happened, I would rinse my eyes and hair as quickly as I could. But I would always see the old pool for just a split second. It was just 1 second, and yet it was the most fear I've ever felt in my entire life. I'm 23 now, and I still try my hardest not to close my eyes. In fact, I try my best to shower as fast as possible. Sometimes when I'm extremely freaked out, I opt for washing my hair in the sink. There's no way that I'll accidentally get shampoo in my eyes. Two days ago... Sorry, something stuck in your head right now. The Bomb by Pigeon John. I saw that Dead Island 2 trailer again, and that song is just stuck in my head. I'm 23 now, and I already read that. 2 days ago, I took a normal shower. Everything was fine. When I accidentally squirted body wash in my left eye, I felt my heartbeat speed up immediately as I held my face under the water. I frantically rinsed my eyes and face, trying to get the burning sensation out of my eye so I could open it again. I closed them both for a second, and when I opened them again, the bathtub was changing underneath me. The white porcelain was morphing into the dirty moss-covered tile of the old pool that I've seen in my nightmares since the first time I'd seen it. Started freaking out. I finished washing my eye. I turned the shower off and sped out of the shower, throwing myself over the curtain as I stepped out of the side, banging my shin against the side of the tub in the process. Okay. Sorry if you hear noises. I know this mic isn't that good, but you can probably still hear the... Hold on. Someone's streaming. Just Twitch. I already read that. Started freaking out, finished rinsing my eye. Yeah. I grabbed my towel off the rack on the wall and wrapped it around me, limping out of the bathroom and into my bedroom where I closed and locked the door. I leaned against my bedroom door, trying to slow my breathing. After a few minutes, I got dressed and avoided the bathroom for the rest of the night. At 2 a.m, I woke with a sudden urge to pee. I tried to ignore it, flipping over to my other side and closing my eyes, but the feeling only got stronger, so I begrudgingly got up and walked to the bathroom. I pushed the door open and stood outside the doorway, flipping the light switch on and staring at myself in the mirror above the sink. I closed my eyes and blinked for a few times. As my eyes adjusted to the sudden change in light. Finally, I stepped into the bathroom, leaving my door behind me, and proceeded to do my business. As I was washing my hands, I could hear a weird noise coming from the bathtub. It almost sounded like water was running down the drain, which is impossible because there was no way there was any water in there. I approached the tub and threw the shower curtain open to see my tub and shower were gone. Instead, the porcelain tub and black tiled walls there are now a portion of the old pool. I stared down at the small puddles of murky water and the different types of grass and plants that were growing in it. I looked up, scanned the area, and once again hearing footsteps above ground. Wasn't able to see anything. Sorry. There were some old deteriorating benches and graffitied black walls that surrounded the pool. As few trees, as well as a few trees had grown inside the I swear to God, Reddit. I looked up and scanned the area and wasn't able, again, hearing footsteps above ground, but wasn't able to see anything. There were some old, hold on. Sorry, my brain is moving very slowly. Okay, there were, as well as a few trees that had grown inside the building. I scanned the area for the person that I'd seen last time, but there didn't appear to be anyone around, at least not at first. Fortunately, I noticed that the shrubbery covered the bottom of the pool was... Hold on. Sorry. The shrubbery that covered the bottom of the pool was uneven and bumpy. I bent down to get a closer look. That's when I noticed that there were people buried underneath everything. The plants were sort of encasing the bodies. I was able to make out the shapes of a few faces. I backed up, trying to stop myself from shouting and drawing any unwanted attention. I heard the sound again, realizing there was something making that sound. I shivered and threw the curtain shower closed again as I backed out of the bathroom. Couldn't sleep for the rest of the night and was up again in about 3 hours. Forced myself to go into the bathroom again. Noticed this, whatever it was spreading and had taken over 2/3 of my bathroom. I walked out of the bathroom, grabbed my car keys and phone, and sped through my apartment, making my way to the front door. However, as soon as I threw it open, I was met with an old overgrown clearing in the middle of the woods. Confused, I stepped out far enough to get a look at my apartment. Instead of being on the 3rd floor of the complex, the building that stood before me was old and worn down, just like its surroundings. There was vines and moss growing on the outside of it, and I could tell that parts of the building were beginning to fall off. I ran back inside, slamming the door shut. I've been inside ever since. Little by little, the abandoned pool and building had taken over my apartment. The only room left is the kitchen. Eventually, I know that I'll be stuck here, forced to survive in whatever place this is. I've been trying to contact my family members, friends, or even the police for help, but none of my calls or texts have gone through. Not even sure this will end up anywhere. Even if it did, I'm not sure you could help. Guess this is better than not trying. There's something else here. I've seen the person saw a few years back when I was first here, but I can hear something outside. It sounds huge. Its footsteps shake the area. Its shadow blocks out the light as it passes by the building. I don't know. Sorry. I'm just ruining this. I don't think it knows I'm here yet. I don't want to think about what it might do when it becomes aware, but I know it'll come for me soon. Very scary. I hope you find a way to escape. Alright. It took me 13 minutes to read that entire thing. Well, I will see you when I pick another thing. This isn't over yet. Okay, I'm back. So I'm gonna rate this one. I'd rate this one a 4 out of 10. I'm definitely gonna sleep tonight after this one. It's a 4 and not a complete 0 because it was entertaining. Even if I would still read it. Even if it wasn't recording, I'd still read it. It's still a good story, but it's not really scary to me. Alright. Next. Alright. Story number 2 posted by you/Harry Potter is amazing 4 hours ago. The Abyss really likes to stare back. If you stared before, you have to read this. I'm gonna read it anyway. I've never stared. I mean, Alright. I'm a government member whose job is the impossible, or what you think is the impossible. The truth is, nothing is impossible. I've worked with ghosts, met with zombies, and helped contain those with seemingly magical abilities. I'll start by saying off something. You may have heard of something resembling, I stared at the abyss, and the abyss stared back, or whatever it is. The truth is the abyss, or as I've named her, Tabby, likes to stare back. I swear to God, Reddit, you are ruining this. The truth is the abyss, or as I named her, Tabby. Would you not? You can't dig through your cage. Sorry, dog.
Tries.
Huh?
I said he tries.
He does. Truth is the abyss, or as I've named her, Tabby, loves to stare back, loving to watch what you do every day, every hour, while she lurks in the shadows. Met Tabby this week while I was working in Department Redacted, my department on such supernatural things as assignment redacted as I could bring. Sorry, as assignment redacted could bring. I was bored and regret this now, but I stared into the abyss, and the abyss stared right back. If you haven't stared at the abyss before, you won't know what I mean. The feeling is addicting. You've gotten everything you've ever wanted. I'm trying to convince you to come back for a second. Alright. I think I need some water. This is really... Hold on, I'll be back. Alright, we're back. Really, Reddit? I was bored. Okay, if you haven't stared at the abyss before, you won't know what I mean. But the feeling is addicting, like you've gotten everything you've ever wanted. It's trying to convince you to come back for a second. Time to cherish it and love it as if it were a gift. Once you have luck, you only have 3 more chances. It's Tabby's little game, you see. If you beat her, you live. Prove yourself to her. If you fail, she will find you and pull you into the shadows. Second time I tried... Hairs in my face. Second time I looked in the abyss, it was only a day later. I wanted to know what would happen next, so I stared into the abyss, shaking as her face was slowly outlined. She laughed, a rather distorted noise, held up 2 fingers. When I looked at her, the first thing anybody could notice is that she was very pretty, perhaps trying to feed on a desperate man's dream of true love with her long black hair and vivid blue eyes. If you looked closer, she looked sickly. Her skin was gray, almost looking like a transparent jelly. Her fingers possibly thin, had a maniacal grin filled with brown-yellow teeth. I had stumbled backwards in horror, biting my tongue until it bled, wanting to get out of the room as fast as I could, all while watching her sink back into the strange blackness that covered the floor, looking almost like frosting, but so black and shiny like a midnight sky. It wasn't until... staring at the roof of my bedroom, which is a paper white that I had gotten it. 2 fingers, 2 more times. When I returned, days later, it made Tabby angry. There were no more shadows in the room, practically begging me. No, not begging me. She was pretending that she needed me. Next time I looked into abyss, she was very happy. Too happy. I think it was a wake-up call when she raised one finger at me, like a warning sign, blaring in my face. I was in trouble. Big trouble, but the punishment for doing wrong wasn't a timeout, it was a death sentence. I knew she was gonna find a way to bring me back, one way or the other, so I put my affairs in order, wrote my will, cleaned my house, texted my mom goodbye, not that she wouldn't know why. Last time I looked into the abyss, I waved at Tabby. She climbed out of the goop, reaching towards me. I promptly ran out the door. Thought she was close behind me, but she seemed to have trouble running through the hallway. Carefully maneuvering himself through the small shadows there at the sides of the hallways. I didn't look back after that. I just kept running to my friend's former apartment, which is empty, as he was moving, but it was still unlocked. Gary was always terrible at locking doors. Now, here I am, pushing myself against the door with small nightlights to remove the shadows. Called the cops earlier, shoved some intestines on the door, so that option is ruled out. Well, I've been sitting here for a while. I've up with some mistakes for you people to follow. Learn with my mistakes. 1, don't look in the abyss. 2, if rule 1 has already been broken, add lamps to each corner of your room so that shadows lurk. And be sure to sleep with the lights on. Never look again. If you're out of chances, run, hide, lock all the doors and remove the shadows. Cover all windows. The night is a shadow too. Don't call the cops, she'll kill anyone in her way. Can't really hold this door for much longer. She's scratching it, screaming it. Garbled noises aren't form words. Take my advice. I'm so scared. I'm so scared. She'll never let me go. Okay. She will get me, and I can't do anything about it. I'm going to die. Nobody can help me. Don't make the same mistake I did. Save yourself while you can. This one was a 7 out of 10. It's terrifying, but not so that I won't sleep tonight. There is one that kept me up for 3 weeks until I realized that it wasn't. Until I realized that it wasn't that scary. It was it was called you can find it on YouTube on a channel called Reddit Aliens. But it's called I had an emergency alert on my phone. Now there are creatures outside. That one was no idea why, but it freaked me out. Not until I watched it again and realized it wasn't that scary. It was mainly just the monotone voice. And just the voice that they use, the text-to-speech voice they use to scare you it really works. Anyway, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video. I'm thinking of making an entire series out of this. But anyway, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.